Okay, so today, um, what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to show how to run a HEC RAS 2D model. And for that, uh, let's assume that you've been given a geodatabase, which looks something like this folder, dem and contours.gdb. If you open it up, you'll see a bunch of files, which doesn't make much sense to you. So we'll be looking at how to get the dem out of that for the first part and creating a projection file. So to run a HEC RAS model, you need at least two things. HEC RAS 2D model, you need at least two things. The first one is a DEM and the next one is a projection file. So let's start. So first open up your ArcGIS. So after you open your ArcGIS, okay, let it load. So you want to add data, and if you go into your data folder, which had that folder name DEM and contours, you'll see this sign, which means it's a geodatabase. Double click on it and open the DEM. Now you'll find that the DEM, it seems like it's in feet, since when I roam around I see it's in feet, but I don't see any units on this, and GIS doesn't really care about the vertical units too much, so you can't be sure whether this is feet or if this is meters. One of the ways you can find this out is if you know where this area is. You can actually go to Google Maps and put a cycling route on wherever it is. I know this is the area, so I know it's between 433 and 444 feet, so this area would have an approximate area of 443 feet, but when I see it here, it doesn't have anything. The other way is just to go into add data. You want to add a topographic map. Add a topographic map in there. It takes a few minutes to load. Then you can see that this thing is 400, so if you follow this contour here, it should be 400. So for that, you go into the tools, and you'll see the small I, which is identify. Click on that and go and try to click on exactly where the line meets this, so that you know what the elevation of that is. So here it shows the topmost layer. Try to go into DEM, try to click there again, and you'll see that it has 122.63, which should have been about 400. So let's try to see what the unit is probably. So if something is 400 and it shows 122.633 here, it's at a multiple of about 3.26, which seems like it's in meters. Now if you had extra information, you have to use that, but since we've only been given this DEM, we'll try to use this. So if you go into length, we'll see 1 meter is about 3.28, so we'd assume that this thing is in meters. The DEM that we've been given is in meters. So what we can do is we can convert this DEM, which is in meters, into feet. Let's do that. This value. So for that, let's go here, and there's a small button beside the ARC catalog which is called search. If you click on this, you'll get this button. Try to search for raster calculator and you'll get this. So your spatial analyst tool needs to be activated for this. Usually it is activated, but if it's not, you could go to customize extensions, and there's something called spatial analyst. If this is not checked out, check it in, then press close, open up the raster calculator. There's something called DEM here. Double click on it, multiply it with this value, which is 3.280. Trying to multiply it, so I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. Now where do we want our output raster? We don't want it inside the file geodatabase right now because it's very hard to get that out, and using it in HEC RAS is, you can't use that in HEC RAS. So you open this up. So on your data folder, wherever your entire thing is, I'd want to put it as dem underscore feat.dif, and I press save. Okay, press OK. Now after a few seconds, it'll be done. So now you can see that, cancel this. Now if you go into the same eye, click on this edge here, then this is dem, convert into dem underscore feat, this is the new one, and click on this. It should be around 400. So you can see that it's around 400. So maybe our dem has been corrected, and the x direction, y direction, and z direction, all of them are in feet. Now you can minimize it and see if that actually appeared in our folder. You can see that it's the recent one, so it's appeared there. Now after the dem is done, we'd want to put up our projection file. So we don't need the world topographic right now, you can turn it off. We don't need the dem, you can remove it for now. Now it's already in feed. If you see down here, it's already in feed, so it must be projected. We right click on it, go to properties, under source. If you go down here, you'll see that it has been projected, and the name is NAD 1983 2011, this thing. So let's just try to save this somewhere so that we know what the name is. I'll just clip this. Okay. Now cancel this. Now for this, you can actually create a separate shapefile with this thing, or you can just export the projection file. For that, go back to search, move this, search for create special reference, and you'll get a button, you'll get a tool called create special reference. Click on that, and then click on this small button which has a hand. If you click on this, you can see that there is geographic, projected, and layers. If you go under layers, you'll have two. You can check, you need the projection for NAD 1983 2011 state plane, so the first one. So you can see that there's this thing. Now you right click on it and save as. Now you save it under the same folder that you're working on, and it's gonna have the same name. I think it's fine. Just press save, press OK, and you don't need this, so you press cancel. Now you can go back and see if it's actually there. It has appeared here. So if you want to see if it's correct, right click on it, go to edit notepad, and you can see that it is actually the projection file. So now we have everything that we need for our HEC RAS model. So we'll import it on HEC RAS now. Okay.